All right.
Well, whatever. Spoiler warnings for Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about the whole movie.
We'll try to limit the spoilers.
Oh, why? I was gonna like actually talk
Just
about
spoil the whole thing. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, full on.
Spoiler
More people
warning,
have seen it than not seen it that are interested in this. Yeah.
That's true. Spoiler warning. All right.
Nice.
Initial thoughts, like movie, good, bad.
I don't think it was bad. The technical aspects of it were really good, like the directing and the acting. I think like overall, it's like the best acting I've ever seen in a movie because every actor is just like so good in their role. Like even the smaller characters.
Yeah.
Like the guy that comes in to testify at the end, like he's so good. He has like 2 minutes of screen time, but he like absolutely smashes it.
Yes, bro. I feel like common people when we're watching the movie, we take acting for granted often, but like the performances in that movie are like it's crazy.
Yeah, no. The main one itself, I think, is a standout performance. But even Robert Downey Jr. is good in his role, and Emily Blunt was good in her role. I mean, the only character that I thought was kind of unnecessary was his like mistress, bro. He just shows up, they start fucking, and then he leaves.
Oh yeah. No, I mean she had a role. We'll get into it, but all right. So out of 10, what are you giving the movie?
I don't know. I think it's too soon to give it a rating. We got to see how it ages.
That's fair.
How
about like?
I can't think of like many flaws within the movie. I thought it's pretty. It's like tightly packed, even though it's 3 hours long, right? So the pacing, it just moved fast because there's a lot of material to cover.
Yeah. All right. How about like relative to other movies? Where are you putting it?
I was thinking about this yesterday in terms of Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Like where would I put this in Christopher Nolan movies? And I think like the definitive top 3 of Christopher Nolan movies is so long. It's just been Inception, Dark Knight, and Interstellar, Dark Knight, and Inception. And I think I'd put this in the top 3 as well, like somewhere relative to Interstellar. And Interstellar is my favorite one. So I think it's like an important movie. It's like it's same how important it is.
Yeah. All right. For the audience, Rishi is a huge movie guy, and I trust his ratings a lot, so that's why I was asking him.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, that's what me and Yunjay were talking about. I mean, Nolan himself said that it was his best movie ever, but they always have to say that for people to come and see the movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why he'd say it's his best movie ever, though.
Yeah.
I think from like a technical aspect, it is for sure.
Yeah. Some of the directing was so. Remember, like that one scene where the bomb or like the initial testing of the bomb blew up, and then it went silent.
Yeah.
And then that was crazy. The
Trinity Test scene. Yeah, that entire scene was actually wild, bro.
That was crazy to me.
Because light reaches faster than sound.
Exactly. Yeah. Bro. So the person I saw it with, or the same guy, Yunjay, was doing the calculation on his phone, and he was saying, he's saying it was a little bit over, but like it was pretty accurate.
I read online that it was like 40 seconds or something. Was the
yeah. That's what he got.
Yeah, but also, bro, I was watching it in India, right? So there's some random guy. Whenever there was no sound, he just like sound it. It took me out of the experience completely, bro.
Bro, no. Yeah, the theater was silent when we were watching it. It was like Friday, so the opening day. Well, I mean, they released it on Thursday before, but everyone was seeing it that Friday. Yeah. But theater was silent, and the sound was just like, when it came after 40 seconds, it just like put me back in my seat, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was like looking like this, like I leaned forward in my seat whenever the entire build-up part of that bomb, and then like whenever like the sound came, I just like boom, I went back.
Yeah. How's the theater in Guntur? Oh, and then by the way, Guntur is a city where she is in India right now.
Yeah. The theater was nice. Yeah. Like the screen was like, it wasn't huge or anything, but the sound was like, it was really nice. Like we went to the theater last year as well to watch the movie. Like the sound is like, it's definitely like the standout thing in that theater. The speakers there are so nice.
Yeah. It's because for like Indian movies, when the sound has to be crazy, bro. Was it a mall?
No. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Nice, bro.
There's them all on the side of it. I think the standout scenes are definitely like I think the Trinity Test is the first, and then like the scene where like he's cheering or like the crowd is cheering for him at the press conference.
That
Yeah,
directing was also
one.
crazy.
And then
Einstein, the last scene.
Einstein I thought was the best scene of the whole movie, bro. Because it's like it's from the very beginning. Like we knew that they said something to each other, but we don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, that was.
And then the way that it comes around at the end, and I thought like the way that they did it with Robert Downey Jr.'s character was also very sick.
Yeah, bro. That was his directing.
And also, I don't know what Dr. Roth is on about because Emily
Bro.
Blunt, like that one scene, the interrogation, she kicked so much ass, bro.
All right. For context, our history teacher went viral on Twitter for posting. I'll pull up the initial tweet, but basically she was saying that no woman speaks for the. So she's, I don't know how. All right.
Okay, she has very strong political opinions.
Yeah. All right. Strong political ideology, and her tweet said that no woman speaks for the first 20 minutes, and then immediately after there's a sex scene. But her account is private now.
Oh no way, really? After she got retweeted?
She made it private. She got retweeted by like there's I don't know if you know this, End Wokeness. It's like a big account on Twitter, but
No idea.
I just let me find it. And so yeah, she basically posted this, and like everyone at our school was going crazy about it because she's the teacher at our school, but then also it was huge on Twitter. But yeah. So what are you saying? Oh, so you're saying that the role for her was not like what she said because she kicked ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe I get it for what's her face? Florence Pugh's character. But it's just because I get it because that character literally shows up, they have sex, and then he leaves, and then they come back and they have sex, and then she dies. But Emily Blunt was like so good in that movie, bro.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find
like the interrogation scene with her and that like the shitty lawyer. That was great.
Yes, bro. That she was like I was thinking about this, but like she was kind of portrayed as like that like someone you wouldn't want to like, I guess, from the beginning of the movie, but then like when it all came together at the end, like the dude congratulated him. The dude
She was the last one to stick. She was like the only one to stick by him at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And the dude congratulated him, and she didn't shake his hand or something, right?
Yeah. You know that happened in real life.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
It's based
apparently he went home and started crying after that she didn't shake his hand.
Whoa, yeah.
I mean,
she was right all along. This kind of crazy to think about. Well, I'm trying to find the initial tweet. Oh, here it is. Okay, you might have to like blur out her name just for like.
I said her name already. She went viral on Twitter, bro. Can we not say her name?
Yeah, I guess. Oh.
Who at our school is going crazy about it?
What? Bro,
Who at our school?
Everyone at our school has been talking about it. It says, fun fact, no women speak until 20 minutes into #Oppenheimer, and then within a minute, there's a sex scene. Yeah, and then she said after that, to add to this, no people of color appear for at least 30 minutes, and I believe there are 2 black men in the entire movie. So
yeah, but the point of the movie is like the perspective of everything that happened during that time period from the point of white men.
Exactly, it has to be like historically.
They didn't even show like the bomb dropping on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, just the effects.
Yeah, and that as well as the fact that there probably weren't that many black people on the Manhattan Project. It's what people were saying.
If any at all. There's that one girl I remember.
Yeah, I noticed that too, but I think there were a couple. I like looked it up. There were a couple, but I think like the director was just trying to make the movie historically accurate, Yeah. So I don't know. But a lot of people on Twitter, or like the super anti-woke people, were getting really mad Let me just show an example. Of me when the film does not follow Dr. Tanya Ross' checklist for what makes it. But yeah, that's our history teacher that we both had last year, the same class. She got really mad at us one time.
Okay, we don't have to tell the story, bro.
Yeah.
It's not about Dr. Tanya Ross.
Yeah, you're right. But we could go on a tangent.
But
bro,
when they name dropped JFK, bro, it was so hype. It was like when Thanos showed up at the end of the first Avengers. I was like,
crazy.
yo.
Yeah. Yes, bro. I know. That's why he's I don't know if I want to say this, but he's one of my favorite presidents. One of.
Yeah, I like JFK.
Yeah. He's a goat. Yeah. RFK Jr. is his or
nephew, right?
Yeah, nephew. Yeah, that's the guy running for president.
RFK is his brother. I'm pretty sure he was assassinated too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But yeah.
He was a senator. I read JFK biography in like 6th grade, so I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
He died a few months after or something.
Yeah. RFK Jr. is running for president.
Oh, and then also before we actually start going into like deep into this movie, they have such their names are so hard, bro. Like J. Robert Oppenheimer. The J doesn't even stand for anything.
Yeah.
It's just a J at the beginning of the name.
Yeah. Weren't they saying like most of the scientists that like involved in that were Jewish? So they're like Jewish names.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But bro, so why did they name drop JFK again? I kind of forgot.
So whenever what's his face, Louis Strauss was going like he was doing like a trial thing to bring down Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Like JFK, like he was doing it so he could like make himself the head of the Atomic Energy Commission.
Yeah.
And JFK like prevented that from happening because he like brought together a group that rallied against whatever he was doing.
Oh, really?
He tried to claim that Oppenheimer was a communist.
Yeah, I remember that, but
yeah, and he tried to like get his security clearance removed, but
so JFK was like friends with Oppenheimer, or
he's not friends. I don't know. He just thought he was wrong or something, or thought Louis Strauss was wrong. Maybe.
Oh, okay,
not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, you know another thing I want to talk about, bro?
Yeah.
The quote from the Bhagavad Gita.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's all right. So for context, like before the movie released, everyone knew he said there was like going to be a quote from the Bhagavad Gita in the movie.
It's not even that. It's like the most like if you know Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
That video he said the quote in the press conference.
The interview, yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, wait. So didn't what was it? Cillian Murphy said he like did he read the entire thing?
Yeah, he read the whole thing.
And he said, what were his thoughts on it? He said he liked it.
He said, like it's a very spiritual thing, and I could see why, like he like clinged on to this book so much because he wanted to like hold on to some sense of morality while he was making a bomb that could destroy millions.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So this quote, there was like huge controversy over it in India because, it was during a sex scene that they quoted the Bhagavad Gita. And then not only that, apparently the quote was translated wrong. So
it is translated wrong,
yeah.
And I've become time, destroy the world.
So in the movie, he says, I am become, or in the interview and the movie. So I guess it's historically accurate. I'm not saying like there's something wrong with the movie. What he said was, I am become death. What is it?
Destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, destroyer of worlds. So he said, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. but the actual translation is time I have become the destroyer of worlds. I have the Bhagavad Gita right here, bro. I brought it for the thing, all right? Chapter 11.
You know the chapter and the verse?
Yeah, I was reading about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, chapter 11, verse 32. All right. Yeah. So the English translation is, so the words that he first says is Sri Bhagavan Uvasa, which is like the personality, they call it the supreme personality of Godhead. That's like his, like they say that before they refer to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That's like his pronoun almost. That they translate it to supreme personality of Godhead. It's really like the represent he's because Krishna is a representation of Vishnu, right? Or the ultimate God, right? Or he's the only avatar. What it really means is he's the only avatar of God on earth at this time, right? Like a prophet. So that's the first what it says at first. And then anyways, the words that are pertaining to this is Kala Ashmi. So Kala is time and Ashmi is I. So he's saying, time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. And in this context, Arjuna or Krishna is speaking to Arjuna as a warrior. He's saying, it's like whatever Arjuna does, whatever these warriors do, time is the ultimate decider. That's what's going to destroy, or this war is going to take place, and this destruction is going to happen due to time and not because of any of these individual warriors themselves.
Yeah, and also if once enough time passes, people will just forget, or like the events of this war will be like reconciled.
Yeah, that's also like an interpretation. Anyways, so apparently I was reading about it, and Oppenheimer's like teacher, I guess I don't know if he's a Sanskrit teacher or like scripture teacher, but this is how he translated it to Oppenheimer. So it wasn't Oppenheimer either who had an incorrect translation of it.
Mm-hmm.
His teacher was the one who translated to I am become death, because I forgot there was some reasoning behind it. The teacher was basically saying that like the two are the same, like the destroyer of worlds or death. Like he basically conflated the two, I guess. And then that's how he taught it to Oppenheimer, and that's why Oppenheimer said the quote that way.
I see.
Yeah. But I think so. Yeah. So Indian people are like super mad about it. One, because of this, like it happened during a sex scene. But I guess I don't really like, me personally. I'm not bothered by it. They're just trying to keep whatever is historically accurate. But it is like I guess the teacher did tell it to him wrong, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on the controversy either. I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
it is. It is what it is.
It's a movie, and it's a historical movie at that. So yeah.
All right. You want to get into heavy hitting stuff? Let's talk about nukes.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I was even before I've seen Oppenheimer, I started reading this book earlier during my trip to India called The Precipice, and its basic argument is that on the day the Trinity Test was conducted, humanity entered like its new age. So we're living in the age that we're living in is like where we're on the precipice of destroying ourselves. And he went through and calculated the possibility of humanity going extinct within the next 100 years. And he looked at natural risk. So what would happen if asteroids hit the Earth, or if a star turned into a supernova, like anywhere near us, and if volcanoes erupted, and he calculated the chances of that happening in the next 100 years. And then that was a natural risk selection, and then he went into the like anthropogenic risk, and the main two hitters of that were climate change and nukes. And actually, I knew in the book he talks about the Oppenheimer story, so I actually knew exactly what was going to happen in the movie. But he basically said climate change, even if the world temperature it increases by 5 degrees Celsius, he said that it's like it's going to be like it's going to destroy some environments, but it won't be a world ending. Like civilization can still survive with like a heavily increased climate. But he's saying that nukes are the biggest anthropogenic risk that could end up killing us. And then there's also a section on future risk with like AI and stuff, but none of that has like any proof. So you can't really calculate the risk in that case. So nukes, he's saying, are the biggest like way that humanity could wipe itself out. And like they briefed over the making of the hydrogen bomb in the movie, but it's like 10 times more destructive than the atomic bomb. But it's never been used, thankfully.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, but I guess like you're inclined to think, or most people are inclined to think, since it hasn't happened so far, that the chance of it happening in the future is low, or that we're like, I guess on the like, how do you say it? Like mindset that the world is becoming more cooperative.
And
not less cooperative than
yeah.
before. So I guess people are inclined to think that. Does he address that?
No, I don't think so. It's been a while since I've read it, but I'm not sure he addresses that.
Yeah.
But I think, like, in my opinion, at least after seeing that movie, it's like if one country can figure out how to get more advanced than the H bomb, and then they can figure out how to survive, or they think they can survive nuclear warfare. Like the chances are of them dying are like near zero, or whatever. They can if they go through and they actually start nuclear warfare. Like if North Korea, for example, develops something more powerful than H bomb, then like we're kind of fucked, because that's what the arms race is. It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but okay. So even if North Korea develops something more powerful than us, wouldn't like they still face the threat of whatever we used to have? Like, is that not big enough?
If they can determine that, or if they determine that they can survive, then there's no hesitation for them to use it.
Oh, so if someone has a safeguard against it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so that's like a valid argument to that point. That like people think it wouldn't happen because it hasn't happened so far, but I guess we're all in such a like balanced, you know, like balanced state of power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that's just how it is, like like we're always balanced.
Yeah, true. But there's got to be a point where some country gets ahead, and the only time that's happened was the U.S. during the end of World War II when they bombed Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
We all obviously saw the consequences of that happening.
Yeah. So but like in the future, it would be more powerful, whatever the new technology is.
Yeah, and if the rest of the major countries aren't in balance over that, then there's nothing stopping the country from using it on the other. Like, for example, what if Russia creates a bomb that's like 20 times more powerful than the H bomb? It can just wipe out half the United States. Like, there isn't anything that, like, they can easily determine the United States isn't gonna strike back because they don't have like half of their country.
Yeah.
Like, there's no chance of them striking back, and they just drop a bomb that just smokes us.
Yeah, that's a scary situation.
Yeah, that's what Oppenheimer was thinking about.
Yeah.
The end with Einstein.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought that like I guess that also like what I was talking about before, that, or at least you'd hope so, that the world is becoming more cooperative, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
there's still like petty tensions everywhere.
I know. I mean, I guess who are we to call it petty, but like,
yeah, true.
I feel like that's
it can
like the
easily
next.
be mitigated.
I don't know about easily.
I think it can easily be mitigated if the men in power weren't the men in
Me
power.
in charge.
Yeah, right.
I feel like what I was gonna say was that I feel like that's the next step for civilization, to become a world civilization. You know, like the world. Yeah, like we're an Earth citizen. You know, global citizen, not a U.S. citizen or Indian citizen.
Yeah.
But
then
hopefully
like the power, like they'd have to figure out what the power balance would be like, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully that happens before nukes get out of hand. Or at least we become more cooperative so it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Actually, there might be a section in that book where he addresses that, but I only read, like, there's like a problem section and then there's a solution section, and I've only read the problem section so far. I haven't finished the book.
Yeah. What can we do?
Yeah, right. Oh, the thing about global cooperation. Why did we split into different like things to begin with? Just like religious differences or like cultural differences.
We were always split. We were never together.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying that's how we started out. Then the progression is to come together.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Civilization was spread out always. And now I feel like we're coming together.
Yeah, a little bit more. Now that we have more power, like we can, before, if like two countries had beef, it wouldn't destroy the world. But if Russia drops a nuke on Ukraine, then there's a lot more people in Ukraine getting fucked.
Yeah, I think it's so important that we have to get along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then there's also a lot of governmental problems that exist. Like the thing that happened with JFK that we're not going to mention on camera.
Bro, I don't know.
Well, I'm in India right now, I'll say.
Alright, bro. You got assassinated.
I got
What are they gonna do, bro?
Hey, bro. RFK said it on Lex Fridman's podcast.
Yeah, it's not that radical, bro. I feel like a lot of people know. Everyone knows he got assassinated.
I know everyone knows he got assassinated, but by whom? I think is the.
Yeah. Bro.
And then, I mean, it is a free country, bro. It's a free country. It's free speech. Free speech is up. It's the only thing we have.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know where to take this conversation. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've said my piece.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about? More about the Einstein scene, or what Einstein said. Less about. I mean, I was thinking about this obviously because that's like central to the movie, but also about how Einstein said, when you get old, they're gonna like.
You're glitching out so much. I don't know if it's my.
I think it's your end, bro, because it's with the time thing too for you.
All right, go again. What about Einstein?
The last scene. I was also thinking about how he said when you get, you're gonna get old, and they're just like they're gonna like congratulate you and give you an award, but it's not for you. It's for their own like need. And we talked about this in the beginning, but how his wife recognized that. But I thought that was important because it was clear that the same thing happened to Einstein. And what my
And
friend
actually, the irony is that the Oppenheimer was the one that did it to Einstein. Like
Yeah,
at the beginning of the movie,
exactly,
he's literally like his ideas expired 40 years ago. He's the best scientist of his generation, but not ours.
exactly. That's what I want to talk about, the irony. Because what they almost were in the beginning of the movie, they were almost shitting on Einstein,
Yeah.
I was why would he do this, or and then it made sense to me when it got to the end of the movie, and the same thing.
Einstein stopped because he knew the consequences he could have.
Yeah.
But Oppenheimer, he couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Why is that though? Why do you think? Because remember the interrogation scene where he starts going crazy again, and he sees himself as like a radioactive whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that he had remorse in 1949, but he didn't have any remorse in 1945. So what made that change? Do you think?
Well,
It's clearly
what I was thinking was that this. So how he was. All right, this might be a wild theory, but how the whole movie, or before that, before the bomb, everyone is saying, "Oh, he's this theory guy. He's this theory guy," and even in the beginning of the movie, they got the the guys in Berkeley, they did something, and then they said they did it before. They did it before Oppenheimer, and they're saying, "Oh, theory can only get you so far." I think that he wanted this theory to materialize, because of that. He even knew, or he had some feeling inside of him that, he's just a theory guy, and that's all he'll ever be, or something like that. So he he wanted to see that theory materialize in real life, and that's why he carried this bomb through. And then only once it went through, he realized, he was so clouded by that he realized after.
One of the most humbling scenes in the movie, I think, for me, was whenever what's his face, the General Groves is going to he's going to see he was either president or the war administrator or whatever, and Oppenheimer's like, "Let me come with you," and then he's just like, "Why?" Because it shows how small his role actually is in the entire scheme of things.
Yeah.
How little power he had on where it was going to go after he made it.
Yeah, same with Roosevelt, when he was like, I was the one who. He was like, why are you crying about it? I was the one who.
Oh, it was Truman. It was Truman.
All right, yes, sorry, Truman. He's like, why are you crying about it? I was the one who dropped that bomb.
Yeah. In real life, he's until his deathbed, he still defended his decision to drop the bomb.
Yeah. I read about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do something like that and then you go back on it, that's a pretty bad look. So I guess you'd have.
Yeah, he pulled out his handkerchief and he's like you.
Oh, yeah.
That's is interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
So then he felt bad for it, but then in his trial, as his wife was saying, I feel like there's a lot of subtleties with this character that they never actually explain. But why do you think he was just sitting there and taking it? He even shook Teller's hand, and his wife was just like, why the hell did you shake that guy's hand?
Yeah. Okay. I think, again, his wife was right on this. His wife said something like, just because you sit there and play a victim won't erase the fact that you dropped or you created that bomb. So I think that's why he was doing it. It was his way. He thought if he sat there and acted like a victim, then that would wash away his conscience, a little bit of his guilty conscience for making that bomb.
Oh, almost getting security or losing a security clearance was the right thing that was going to happen to him.
No. If he sat there and convinced himself that he was a victim, or I guess.
See what you mean.
Yeah.
You could even see it in the visual effects, because the part where he looked like a cancer patient, like his hair all like went away, and his skin was super pale,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just looking at the the interrogator.
Yeah.
Like you can literally interpret that as him seeing himself as a victim of the bomb.
Yeah. I think he wanted to make himself a victim, so then at least like
Easier.
he would. Yeah.
And then I think it's only at the end where he actually admitted that, like, the huge role that he had to play in all of it, like at the end with Einstein.
Yeah. His theory didn't materialize, and without his theory, it wouldn't have been possible. That's the. Yeah. Even though he felt maybe, or even though they were saying like he's just a theory guy, that theory is pretty important.
Mm-hmm. You know, his the poisoning of the apple was actually like something that happened.
Oh really?
Yeah, he poisoned his teacher's apple, but it wasn't like a lethal thing. Like in the movie, they showed it as like I forgot what it was. It was like potassium cyanide or something. It was something that would kill his teacher if he ate it. But in real life, it was just like some like diarrhea or something like that. The guy actually.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like you glitch for a second.
Oh, I glitched.
Yeah.
I was gonna say apparently.
It just
Like
gave
he
him
almost got
diarrhea.
Cambridge for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. Like, how much of it is like true then? You know, or
What
like,
I
it's
heard
based
was
on a
that
true story, but
yeah. What I heard was that all of the black and white scenes are objective, so they're things that actually happened, and then all of the color scenes are subjective.
oh, that's interesting.
Because in the beginning, when you see, like, from Strauss's perspective, when he's talking to, or when Oppenheimer's talking to Einstein, and Einstein just walks away, like, you see that part in black and white, but whenever they're actually talking, you see it in color.
Oh, yeah.
And mostly the black and white stuff is from Strauss's perspective, because the testimony he gave was actually, it's real and recorded.
Yeah.
While Oppenheimer's isn't, because it was a closed hearing.
That would make sense. Yeah.
And then even the only part I remember from Oppenheimer's perspective that was black and white was the part after he gave the speech when he's walking away from the crowd.
Yeah. I remember that actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That crowd scene was like I mean, we talked about like how the directing was crazy, but just it made
Like the sound disappeared.
Yeah, and it like it put you in his shoes. You know, it sounds cliche, but like I was thinking like, damn, bro, like if you imagine you're standing there, bro, like imagine you're standing there and and the music and everything, it just made it like it made it sad, bro.
Yeah, and also I think an underrated detail is whenever he's walking away from the crowd, like after a certain point, you can stop. Like you can't tell anymore whether they're actually like cheering or they're screaming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
remember that. I remember that. Yeah, it's yeah. Did you watch it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember some of the like details better than me.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when you're saying them, it's like coming back to me, but I wouldn't remember it. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I can't think of anything else from the movie that I'd have to comment on. Acting was good. Cillian Murphy, I think, is he's insane. Like the entire movie, even if the directing was good and like everybody else was acting good and the sound, the music, and all that were good, the story and everything. I think that if he didn't give the performance he had, it wouldn't have had the same impact.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the entire movie was like on his back. Like he had to make it good.
He played the character so well.
Yeah, no.
His career is about to, I mean.
Like, yeah. Easy, but it sucks though because he's kind of like he's like 40, bro. Like what more can he do? If he took off when he was in like his 20s, then that'd be crazy.
No, it's not. It's not too late for him.
Yeah,
40's not bad.
true.
Have you watched Peaky Blinders?
Mm.
I haven't either. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Yeah. I mean, if he's like that good of an actor, it has to be.
Yeah. Darren watched it and Henry watched it, and they both said it was good. I was thinking about watching it, but I just never did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's it for the episode.
Yeah, you sure? Let's end it.
Yeah.
I just want to see if it's been recording.